What do you say there, you bunch of metahumans? All right, so Kenny Steps into Movies once again is going unscripted, but no need to worry, I won't be meandering about this time because I have a co-host visiting me for the first time as my first guest on the channel is my good friend Matt Bledsoe, the host of the classic podcast Film Piece. Matt, how are you doing?
Hello, Ken. Thank you for having me here on your YouTube channel. Calling me the podcast classic is quite the honor that I didn't expect. But thank you, thank you. We've been friends for a long time. Happy to come talk movies with you on your channel here. So I'm very excited.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I say classic podcast because you have retired it. How
This is true.
how's life been since you retired? I mean, obviously, I see you on a pretty regular basis, but for anyone out there who's a fan of yours, how's life been since you've retired the podcast?
It's been pretty good. I do miss it sometimes, but it was a weekly podcast, so it was quite the grind. So
Yeah,
I think it was good. I did four solid years of the podcast, so we had a good run. So I feel good about everything. But yeah, I'm enjoying life. So I'm good. I'm good.
good, good. Yeah, no. Also for my listeners out there, you may have noticed my friend here just called me Ken. And that's because we are office mates. We met at work, and when I first started at the office, I thought, Ken sounds more grown up than Kenny. I'm going to introduce myself as Ken. And now Matt cannot call me Kenny to save his life at this
I
point.
can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't call you Kenny. I think I've tried a couple times. It doesn't feel right.
It
So
doesn't feel right.
he's Ken to me. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Also, another thing, before we actually get to our topic here, I'm gonna just say this for any fans of the channel who, may not enjoy the intro of what do you say there, insert relevant name for the audience. There's one person you can blame, and and that
And
is Matt Bledsoe. Because Matt, just go ahead and tell
well, and
tell
it's
him.
not my fault. It's my friend Charles's fault because he brought that into my life and I can't stop and I passed it on to you like some kind of sickness and now we can't stop saying it.
Yeah, we'll see each other and just be like, oh, what do you say there, Tommy Bahama? Like just
Just
nonsensical names. We'll just call each
nonsense.
other. Yeah.
Everything we say is nonsense, but not this video. This will not be nonsense. It's
This
going to
one,
be serious stuff.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we're serious, cinema experts here. And on that topic, let's talk about superhero movies. So I was just thinking, James Gunn's Superman came out just a couple months ago now, and Matt, what did you think? I really enjoyed it. I loved it.
I loved it. I really did. I saw it twice in the same weekend. I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sent me on a Superman path too, because I've got some Superman comics I picked up. I've
Oh,
been
nice.
reading. I've never been the biggest Superman guy, but I thought the movie was really, really well done, so I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, I haven't kind of on like a Superman and kind of a in general DC kick lately, so this was good
Yeah.
timing on your part. So,
Yeah, definitely. So obviously what we're doing here, I mean, you read the title of the video. So, with James Gunn kicking off the DCU, I wanted to, give our little love letter to the DCEU. Started off with Zack Snyder's vision and things, went in a few different directions, and we're going to be talking about them here. So we will be ranking every movie, all 16 movies in the DC extended universe, 2013 to 2023, RIP. Um, so that being the case, before we do that, Matt, I'll just ask you overall, what were your thoughts on this cinematic universe?
mixed. I
That's the
would
best way to
say
to say it.
mixed. Very up and down. I mean, the quality was all over the place, and I, I mean, there's the quality differences from certain cuts of certain movies
Yeah.
was wildly like varied. So it I don't know. It's we're going to each one talk about them in the tier list, but it was definitely all over the place. I'll say that.
Yeah. Also, you know this, Matt, because I was telling you this, but for my audiences, I'll go ahead and admit I just watched Blue Beetle and Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom for the first time today. After the Flash happened, and it was very clear that, none of this was going to matter anyway. And James Gunn was like taking the whole thing in a different direction. I was just like, well, what's the point? I think a lot of people were sort of in that boat. But after watching those two and thinking back to Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, I was just like, man, this might be the most tonally mixed cinematic universe in existence.
Yeah, that sounds that sounds about right.
So, you know what? On that topic, let's go ahead. James Gunn just started with Superman, so let's go back to the beginning of the DCEU. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Matt, how do you feel about this one?
Ah, boy. I mostly like it. I shouldn't have made that sound. Like I mostly enjoy it. I will say, I admit, for a lot of these, I have not watched them in quite a while.
Yeah, me
Um,
either.
but I I like it. I remember it had an incredible trailer that got me very excited,
Yeah, it got
and
us all excited.
yeah, and um, I just look at it now, especially compared to James Gunn's Superman, and I'm like, part of me is kind of like, what was this? Because it was very dark,
Yeah.
and like visually, and dark visually, and dark from just the I don't know. It had
Well,
there's a
I said in my
yeah.
Superman ranking video before James Gunn's movie came out that yeah, it's a darker take on Superman, and I thought it was interesting at least for one movie to sort of be dark in a sense of like, so why, like, what is it like to have this burden on you, to be this God amongst men? Like, how does that affect someone? And I thought that was an interesting take. But it's funny you also mentioned that visually it's dark because I remember a few years after it came out, I think it was between when it came out and when Batman v Superman came out, that people were saying like, no, no, Superman, like someone actually did like a color correction and made like his suit rather a brighter blue, and like the whole look of the movie they brightened up, and this person basically said like, yeah, Superman should fly in blue skies, not gray ones.
That's kind of a nice, easy way to succinct way to put it. Um, yeah, it's kind of a downer at the end of the day. But I mean, I saw Henry Cavill Superman, and I was just like, visually, I was like,
He looks great.
great casting. Um, not a Zack Snyder hater overall either. I know he's very polarizing, as we're going to talk
Hmm.
about more, I'm sure, as this goes
Yeah.
on. But I don't know. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm kind of
Hmm.
and I'm torn anyway on because I remember really liking it. But when I even just saw clips from it when the new Superman was coming out, I feel like people were posting a lot of clips from Man of Steel and comparing it negatively, and some people positively and negatively. Some people were saying like, "Oh, I missed this for Superman." Some people were like, "Thank God we don't have this anymore." Like, so I I think to be fair for me, I'd at least say it's B tier. It may be higher,
That's
maybe lower.
exactly where I was actually
Oh,
thinking. Yeah,
okay,
that's
perfect.
precisely where I thought because I still enjoy watching it. And I even mentioned in my Superman video that I there are moments of like hope and optimism in the movie because I always say Superman is such an embodiment of hope, altruism, and optimism, and this movie didn't have that. But that moment where everyone is like cowering and he has to destroy the world engine and he like digs deep and then like shoots up and just destroys it is really awe-inspiring for me. So
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff in it. I kind of want to watch it again because I haven't seen it in so long, and I remember enjoying it. And now that
yeah,
there's another version, I'm like, well, I can have two different versions of Superman because I mean, there's been tons, obviously,
yeah,
tons and
yeah.
tons of versions of the comic book. So yeah, I mean, I think glad we're agreeing on B because that feels right for now.
That
People
feel
might be mad at us, but I think it's fair.
Yeah. Also, before we step off from Man of Steel, one thing that I actually really like, I like Michael Shannon a lot in this movie.
Yeah, I remember liking him quite a bit.
I mean, Terrence Stamp is General Zod, R.I.P. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Um, but Michael Shannon, I think, did a fine job.
Yes, I agree.
Pe-
I should have
People,
rewatched it.
oh no, you're good. I just watched it not too long ago for my Superman rankings video, but no, a lot of people memed the "I will find him" that
Oh
moment,
God, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
but I like him a lot. Yeah, B feels right for this one. So moving on from that, and I have in mind the Ultimate Edition for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. How do we feel about this one? And this one's marvelous villain, Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg.
Ah, yikes. So that's one of my least favorite probably castings of a like comic book character ever.
Yeah, and in
But
fact,
Yeah,
Well, sorry, real quick, I actually do want to say, I actually think, gosh darn, what's his name? The new guy. Nicholas Holt.
yeah,
Yeah, he might be. I mean, because I've watched all the Christopher Reeve ones now, and I think he might be my favorite Lex Luthor.
probably. Yeah, I would say I love on the animated version. Um,
Oh, Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown. Yeah,
Oh,
I think. I mean, it's hard to compare. I always say this about the animated versions because it's like not a fair comparison. They're not physically playing the character, um, but yeah, Nicholas Holt was great. I thought he was really good as Lex Luthor. So,
yeah. Also, I've heard the
yeah,
Smallville one is good, but I haven't watched Smallville.
I mean, it went on way too long. I started watching it the first season because it came out, I think when I was in high school, but it went on for so long. After the first season, I was like, I'm out. I can't do
Yeah.
this.
Also, for viewers listening or watching, Matt and I are notorious for going on tangents. So, Batman v Superman.
Yeah, and we're talking about the Ultimate Edition.
Yes,
The
the I mean that's the one I have in mind. You'll see I have 2017 Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League separately because they're so distinctly different. But I feel like the Ultimate Edition does improve BVS, but it's not enough to like have two separate versions, I don't think.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So talk about a tale of two different cuts because I saw the theatrical cut opening weekend, thought it was very bad. Thought it was
Yeah.
like an incredible waste of time and talent, and like why did we do this? And I thought
Hmm.
there were so many bad decisions made. Um, but I rewatched the Ultimate Edition probably during COVID. Probably I think the Snyder cut was coming out, and
Hmm.
I realized I never watched the Ultimate Edition cut, and I thought it was a much better movie. It just
Yeah.
fleshes things out much more between them because it rushes to that fight, I feel
Hmm.
like, and I feel like it fleshes it out much better in the Ultimate Edition cut.
Yeah. So, a couple of ways that the Ultimate Edition improves the movie for me. I really feel like so in the theatrical version, we know why Batman doesn't trust Superman. I mean, first of all, that like opening scene of him like running in to like save people is already like, oh, it's cool. That's a Batman who's like looking to save people. That's awesome. And when he looks up and sees Superman crashing through buildings as he's holding that scared child, it's like, cool. I understand why he hates Superman. I feel like the theatrical version gives you no explanation for why Superman doesn't like Batman.
Yeah, that drove me nuts because well, Batman doesn't trust anybody, first of all. So
Yeah,
and he's paranoid of his own friends and teammates. That's been established in many comic books. Like that's
yeah.
just how he is.
He has his
That I could
protocol to take them all down
yeah,
if he has to.
yes, he's got protocols in place to take people down if he needs to, just because that's the way he is. So I understand that's fine. Superman hating Batman so much was like so bizarre to me, where it was like, why is he so angry? And I don't like Superman being that angry and dour the whole time. Like, um, he can be serious, but I just think he was just so like borderline unlikable. I don't know. It was a real mess, like
Yeah.
narratively.
So that's a really great point because, first of all, did you know this? I learned this a couple years ago that Tom Holland's Spider-Man has more lines in Civil War than Henry Cavill's Superman has in Batman v Superman.
I Wow. Well, that could track, I think, actually. I
It's a
could
lot
buy
of
that.
it's a lot of down brooding on Superman's part
Loud, just
when
glaring at
Batman should
people.
be the brooder.
Yeah. Glaring at people. Um,
But no, and that's what part of what made the Ultimate Edition better is you see Clark Kent as a reporter going and talking to people, and they're like, "Oh, the Batman, he's judge, jury, and executioner," and you get the sense of like, "Oh, Superman is like, oh, this guy thinks he's like going to take people down. People get branded in this one. Yeah, Batman brands people, and it's like a death sentence in the prison apparently.
yeah. Yes, I remember that. It was like they add all the Batman stuff that made him so much more like he was really pushing it. I felt like being more vicious and everything.
Yeah, and yeah, Ben Affleck I actually think is surprisingly good. I remember it was a very controversial casting, as almost any Batman casting is.
Yes.
But no, I thought he was good. I loved his look as Batman. I love that they went with the gray suit, like just the gray cloth suit instead of like the armored thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I liked Ben Affleck a lot as Batman. I feel bad that he got such like limited opportunities to play the character, and some of them were not in such great projects.
Yeah,
But like, yeah,
by and large, the actors are not the problems in these movies at all. Like it's the scripts that they're working with for those that aren't good. I mean, there are good movies here,
yeah.
but for those that aren't good, it's not the actor's fault, I don't think. Mostly. I mean, there are cases, Jesse Eisenberg, obviously.
Oh, that's just it's just
So
it.
we can talk about that.
I feel like it's trying to subvert expectations, but in a bad way, where it's
Yeah,
like we can't do the normal Lex Luthor thing. We've got to do some weird other thing, and
like
it's
young
like,
tech billionaire.
yeah, it doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's just not what I ever think of as Lex Luthor. I just think it's such a odd choice that somehow it does work better. Like everything works better in the Ultimate Edition cut. I feel like it's astounding to me how much
Yeah,
better that cut is than the theatrical.
yeah,
And it's not as radically different as the Snyder cut of Justice League. We'll talk about that later, but it's like it's just different enough that it makes a huge difference in the movie. So I'm curious where you want to put this on the list because I said first last time. I'm kind of torn. So I don't know
yeah.
what you were thinking.
I'm also torn. I'm wavering between. You might think I'm crazy with this. I'm wavering between C and B.
I was wavering between A and B.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we are going with okay, well if that's the case, I think we can comfortably put it in B. In B.
Yes, yeah, I think because I'm at A, because I would say I was like getting really technical, B plus A minus. I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, B strong B.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say a solid B.
I just think the main problem with it too is that they rushed to this movie. This movie should not have been rushed to. They
Hmm.
should have been. They should have known each other before. That would have been more impactful if they had been on the same team, if they had interacted,
Yeah.
like, and then that's because that's how Dark Knight Returns, the comic book, goes. They've known each other
Yeah.
for decades and they fight. It's not like we don't know each other and fight. So that it's just going to bother me on that level too. So I think B seems fair. That's good.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg, I just gotta say, like, yeah, the Jolly Rancher, and just watching that clip where like Superman like flies up after he pushes Lois off the building, and he's like, "I'll take you in without breaking you," and he's just like, "Boy, do we have problems up here? The problem of you above everything else." And it's just he's so trying to be. It's Jim Carrey's Riddler. It feels like.
Oh God, yeah. That's
Anyways, but I really like the fights between him and between Batman and Superman. I do love that moment where, tell me, do you bleed? Ben Affleck is really great. I like how they introduced Wonder Woman. They didn't need to introduce the rest of the characters the way they did, but
oh yeah, yeah.
there's enough fun action stuff in it to push it up to a B for me.
Also, really wish they had not spoiled Wonder Woman in the trailer. I thought that was a
Yeah,
mistake.
yeah,
Just always bothered me. I'm like, just let it happen. Come on, like, just let it be a surprise.
yeah,
Um. Anyway.
yeah. All right. The first Suicide Squad.
Oh boy.
Another one I wanted to love walking out of it. But when it sat with me more, I was just like, I've been going to you first with these, like, oh, what do we think of this? But I'll start off with this one. Yeah, I wanted to like it more than I did when I was walking out. So I'm just like, oh, yeah, Harley Quinn and Deadshot and Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang of all people who gave a really good performance. But yeah, no, it's they were trying so hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy, and it
Yeah.
just when all you had to work with was Margot Robbie, Will Smith, and like I said, Jai Courtney, and I forget the actress's name, Amanda Waller. She's a good Amanda Waller. Oh, gosh,
Yes. You
darn,
keep
what?
talking. I'll look it up.
Okay, thank you. No, but like everyone else, like they try to like they throw their stats up on the screen and like, oh, this many kills, yeah, yeah, some funny line here, like, oh my God, and like just throwing in all as much music as they can get the rights to that, like, that's the thing. In Guardians of the Galaxy, all the music that was thrown in, like, really felt the vibes. It matched the vibes and the feeling of the characters. This one, it just felt like, yeah, this feels okay for this scene, but there wasn't much thought put into it.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Viola Davis was
Viola
Amanda Waller.
Davis, yeah,
She
she's
was a good Amanda Waller.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
this is a movie with definitely some good performances that are stuck in a bad movie. And I think Will Smith is really good as Deadshot. I think Margot Robbie's great as Harley Quinn. I think that's the one thing everybody came out and agreed on was like Margot Robbie's really great.
Hmm.
Everything else questionable. Um, and Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, he was pretty good too. God, what a bad, bad movie. I think this is where the point where they got too many cooks in the kitchen. I think
Yeah.
David Ayer is a good director for the Suicide Squad because he makes like kind of like dirty, grimy, like cop criminal type of movies. Um, and I feel like but it was PG-13, right? It's not rated R.
Yeah. And I remember a lot of people wanted it to be rated R.
That's a problem. I
Yep.
think that it should be. And they meddled, I think the studio meddled with it and from his original vision. And it's just a mess. I remember, I think I talked about this or wrote about this when I was randomly writing about movies, but there's a really, really good scene that was like, if the movie was more of this, it'd be a better movie where they're like in this city where they've supposed to do this mission and they are in like a bar. They're kind of stuck in
Yep.
this like bar and they're all just talking. And it's like one of the best scenes in the movie. And like the movie should have been more of this, but it's like, it's such a mess. Like it is like so much going on, like some bad writing.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's
they're rushing. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy. You got Chris Pratt, Quinn, Gamora, Drax, uh, freaking Groot, and Rocket. That's five. That's, and then later you
yeah,
get Mantis. But in the first movie, you get the five. I mean, how many characters are in this that they try to shove in to like a single team?
a great question.
More than
I don't know.
five.
It's too many. It's too many, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, you got to think about this. Right after we had one of DC's big bads done wrong in Batman v Superman, we get the Joker done wrong in this movie.
oh my God, the joke, God, Jared Leto's Joker. It's such an abomination. When I saw those first pictures with him, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. And um, oh no, the trailer for this movie is amazing with Bohemian Rhapsody over it.
Oh
I
yeah.
really was convinced it's going to be great with the trailer, and even Jared Leto's quick like glimpses in that. I was like, okay, I don't love the look. Maybe he'll be good. I don't think he's good, and I don't think it's just like the trailer should get some kind of award because it makes it like that movie would have been great, but that movie did not come to fruition. I don't know. I this one I'm curious. I'd put it in D or F. I don't want to tank it completely because I think there's some good stuff in it.
Well, that being the case, because I was wavering between C and D, so I think we can solidly put it in D.
I think that's yeah, I feel good about that because it's I don't want to tank it completely, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
Well, never forget this did win an Academy Award.
oh God, I forgot about that. Was there for like best costumes though?
It was best makeup, and I think they
Oh,
showed Killer Croc
well,
as
at least
the
something good came out of it for that that they got an Oscar out of it.
yeah,
Um, oh, just
absolutely.
a lot of missed potential there. So
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, moving on. Best one so far, I think, Wonder Woman. What do you think?
yes, I think from theatrical like cuts, it was my favorite on the first go. I actually may like Superman, Batman, Dawn of Justice. God, there's so many parts of that name. Ultimate Edition cut better
Oh,
than Wonder
okay.
Woman now. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. I've kind of calmed down on Wonder Woman a little bit. I feel like I really, really liked it when I saw it in theater. I think I've cooled on it a bit. I still think it's a good movie. I just don't think it's,
Have,
I
have
don't know.
all the memes of Gal Gadot's bad acting sort of soured you?
I,
Because she's good in this one.
that may be part of it, the memes. No, she is good in this one. And someone pointed out recently, and this is not my original thought, that she's kind of playing a fish out of water,
Yeah,
which kind of masks, I think, more of the bad acting. And she looks great and really cool as Wonder Woman. And it's a lot of like, that's a lot of the movie is like look like a badass, look
yeah.
cool, and she's a fish out of water. She's a little awkward, so that's fine. But it's like, yeah, I don't think her acting was as exposed in this movie as it came to be in later
Yeah, if she's
movies.
awkward, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the action's really good. I think that was debated if Patty Jenkins actually directed the action or like Zack Snyder ghost directed. I don't have any information on that, but I feel like
Yeah. I
the
remember hearing
action,
those rumors.
Yeah, the action is good. The No Man's Land sequence is really
That
great.
I was about to say, that's definitely my favorite scene in the movie. That moment where she like is just right like climbing the ladder into no man's land.
It's good. It's good
Yeah,
stuff. I
it's
mean,
good stuff. And I'm just gonna say, I also love that how much of a hero she wants to be, because you'll remember there's that moment where Chris Pine's character, Steve Trevor, right?
yes, yeah.
Okay, I get him mixed up with Captain America being Steve Rogers, but Steve Trevor, when she like sees the pain from war and he has to tell her you can't save everyone. Like that's a moment where like the reality of the world outside of Themyscira, is that where she's from?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. The world outside, how imperfect it is. Also, another thing that people have made jokes about is the reveal of the villain, Ares, and when he like has the like helmet on, he's still got like the goofy British man's mustache underneath.
I had forgotten about that. So you reminded me. But um, yeah, I mean, overall, it's a very good movie. Chris Pine and her have great chemistry. Chris Pine's really
Yeah,
good at this. Um, so
I
you put
will
it,
actually say, oh, oh
what were
God.
you gonna do? A tier or B tier?
Let's see. I was going to actually do A tier myself. I think it was my favorite initially, so I was gonna put it up to S tier. But if you were thinking BVS might be better, I might go ahead and just put it in A tier. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not gonna fight you on the A tier thing because it's again like a weird like B plus A minus situation for me. So I'm like, just throw it an A. It's fine.
Okay,
Like,
cool. You know what? Since we're gonna talk more about it in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm happy to put 2017 Justice League in F.
you could put it at an F. It's a disaster. It's an awful disaster that should have never happened. Um, they should have let Zack Snyder make his damn movie and not, got somebody else. Oh man, what a mess. I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what? I think we're going to talk more about it and what it did wrong when we get to Zack Snyder's Justice League.
okay, yeah, yeah.
I
That's
think so. Okay. Aquaman 2018. What are we thinking?
shocked by how much I enjoyed this movie because as most people, couldn't call myself a big Aquaman fan. Um, but thought it was like goofy, charming, fun. I like James Wan a lot as a director. Thought it was a very fun, goofy, charming movie. Liked most like all the cast really. Um, yeah, I don't know where to put it. I'm curious where you'd want to put it. In
Um, I feel B.
Sure, that feels good to me too. I was thinking B because I
Okay.
think I would like it less on a rewatch, but on the initial, I was like very surprised how much I enjoyed the Aquaman movie. So
Okay. Yeah, James Wan's direction. I like his action directing, surprisingly, and I always feel like he gets his horror instincts in there because in this one, there's that scene where he and Mira are like, I think, swimming down, and he's got some sort of flare with him to light the way, and there's like these like creepy fish like hoarding like coming around him. You remember that
oh yeah,
scene?
they were gonna make like a whole like spin-off movie about that. I forgot the deep or no, it was called something. I can't remember what it was, but um about that kind of area. It was I was like, this is a little too niche, guys, but
Yeah.
they canceled it, I'm pretty sure.
The first Shazam. Um,
Loved it when I saw it.
oh
Didn't
really?
know
I still like it a lot.
where would you put it?
Probably B.
That's fine. B's fine. I still like it a lot. I've soured on a lot of things about it, but
Oh, really?
I liked it more. So I probably would have put an A when I first saw it, but B is fine. Yeah, it's a fun, it's nice and light compared to a lot of our things in the DCU, the
This is
EU.
this this is definitely the point where you're like, oh, this feels very different from Man of Steel and Batman v Superman.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very different. Like,
Um, yeah, no. I think Zachary Levi does a good job of like acting like a kid as the superhero.
he does in the first one. We'll talk about the second one. I
Yeah,
feel like,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Birds of Prey, I believe the original title Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Is that correct?
That sounds right to me. Yes, I didn't ever call it that, but it's it's called it Birds of Prey. Again, surprised by this movie.
Yeah.
Really, really liked it. Poor movie had to come out a month before COVID hit, and I
Yep.
think it kind of derailed it a bit. But I think it did pretty well for the time it was out. Um, some good action. God, I almost want to put an A, but I haven't seen it forever again. So B
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, B feels good. Boy, this B is really getting
B
filled
is
up for you.
killing. Okay.
Okay, no, I think they knew they had a moneymaker with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just say, really like Ewan McGregor as Black Mask.
Yes, yes, I thought he was great. I liked a lot of the her like I guess team, the Birds of Prey. By the end of that, it's a very fun movie. I need to rewatch it actually. So,
Yeah. Okay, Wonder Woman 1984.
oh God, another disaster. So I see what they were going for. I don't think they executed it very well. What do you?
DNF is where I'm wavering.
I feel like it's a D, but like a low D. So put it behind Suicide Squad.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, I think D is okay. I surprisingly liked Kristen Wiig as Cheetah.
oh my God, I forgot she was in that. Yep, that's. I watched it at home, during COVID when it came out. It got dumped on HBO Max, and I was like, "What is going on in this movie?" Yeah, that's where Gal Gadot's acting, I think, got exposed much worse too, where it was like, "Oh
Yeah.
no, what's
What
this?"
was it? I need you to give me the stone.
Oh, yeah, it's
I
bad. It's
almost I
bad
almost
stuff.
went into Arnold territory with that
Yeah,
impression there.
they're not far off.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's bad. Let's go to the next thing.
Okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I
I
believe
don't think. Yeah, go ahead.
I sorry, were you gonna say something?
I can't. I don't think. I can't think of a bigger gulf between theatrical cut and director's cut of almost any movie I've ever seen in my life than Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League. I will say that. I cannot think of a. It's
I
such a vastly different movie.
I think you told me this like this was like a 2 out of 10 and this was like an 8 out of 10 for you.
And that might be underrating it. I really like Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like
Yeah.
I. This might be our first S tier for me.
Yeah, I was wavering between S and A. I'm happy to go S tier.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think like
Zack
for
Snyder's Justice League, S tier, well earned.
yeah, for it faced a lot of challenges. It manages to pull it together. Um, it's 4 hours long, right? I mean, I was like, but I thought it went by really fast. I thought like
Yeah.
again, another COVID movie at home that I just enjoyed on HBO Max. And I was shocked. I could not believe, and the fact that it came out is insane. I thought we were never going to get this movie.
Yeah, I
This is
thought
like a pipe dream.
a pipe dream. Exactly. I think you're absolutely right there.
And maybe I'm comparing it to how bad the theatrical Justice League is, and I'm like, this is so much better that I'm like giving it a bump. But I
It's
I was
wild that we
shocked.
have
Yeah.
S and F are
Only
both
Justice
Justice
League.
League.
That is, yeah. And I didn't really think about I didn't like plan that when we started, but that just feels right. I don't know. I get like again, I not ever I can't think of a bigger jump in quality from theatrical to director's cut of like anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
More than almost these two movies. It's and the almost 4 hours. I think it's over 4 hours. It moves very well for how long it is too. Um,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
didn't they I mean, first of all, it is in parts, right? Like it like
it's
cuts to
broken
black.
up into like chapters. I think they broke it up to. But I think the original plan was for the movie to be a part one and part two,
Hmm. Yeah,
which would
that
have
was
made
the original
sense.
plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one mistake I mean, I'm not sure I want to say it's a mistake. I do not think you need that epilogue with like the future and Batman seeing Jared Leto's Joker yet again.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to see Jared Leto's Joker ever again, so that's that's fine. I weirdly still thought it was kind of cool. Like, I wish it was somebody else with the Joker, obviously, but I don't know. I just really, it all worked for me, weirdly enough.
Hmm.
I don't never revisited it as the theme of this whole video. It's like I have not rewatched hardly any of these, but my memory is strong for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you can't tell a good story in 4 hours, I don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah, I mean, I just Cyborg's backstory got like
yeah, oh my goodness.
butchered I don't know if it's even in the theatrical cut.
He's got nothing.
Flashes, he's got nothing, which is a tragedy. I was like, that may be too strong a word. But it's really not fair. I remember that actor was very upset about it, and I was like, rightfully so,
Yeah,
because
man.
they
That
just used so much of his stuff, and um, yeah, it's God, it just yeah, that sucked, and like the Flash stuff got cut out of the original version, and I mean, there was just so much. stuff that had been left out. It was just crazy that
And then
they.
and then the Flash is like the hero of this movie at the end when he has to like go and like turn back time. And that moment where he's like, you got to break the rules, Barry. You got to do it now, and you gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it was good. And that Joss Whedon humor he tried to inject into his version is does not work in this universe. Like,
Not at
or in
all.
that structure, of that movie. It's just, oh man, yeah. But it's okay. He got the Zack Snyder cut came out, so I. It's so funny because people are going so crazy for that Snyder cut, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. That's crazy. And then it came out. It's
Yeah.
like, probably
Um.
because of the pandemic. I think if that was they were like, we got to put something on HBO Max. We got to sell some subscriptions. Put the Snyder cut out. So,
Yeah. Also, his wife and like, is it Nolan or someone else who like said like even though it's got his name on it, they said he can never be shown the theatrical cut.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I think I've heard that, but Zack Snyder's Justice League is great. I feel like we're similar in this. And I think we've said this before on your podcast. When a movie is really great, you kind of struggle for things to say about it.
Yeah, plus it's just there's so much in them. It's a 4 hour long movie. I mean, we can't cover all that in this little a time frame we have here.
Yeah,
So I feel like it's almost like a moot point, and probably a lot of people have seen it if they're watching this. So um,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, now from Suicide Squad, we've got the Suicide Squad. Um, I'm wavering between B and A.
Oh, I would solidly. I put it in A. I think.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to put it into A there.
Again, it's funny because I'm thinking like, how much more did I like this movie because I thought it was so much better than the other Suicide Squad? Like, am I giving it a bump because of like how much more I enjoyed it? But it got to be rated R, which was good. I feel like it needed that. James Gunn got, I want to say, basically free reign to do what he wanted, and David Ayer did not, from what it sounds like. So that makes a big difference.
Didn't David
Um,
Ayer say that he's got his own cut of Suicide
he
Squad that
does
he
have he's
wishes?
yeah, he said that for a long time. He has his own cut. I don't think that one's going to get released.
No.
But he does say he has. I could imagine it's better. I mean, I could definitely um imagine there's a better version of that there. So but yeah, his James Gunn's Suicide Squad is um I don't know, it just feels much more fun and I like the team more and
Yeah,
um
let's quickly run through. I mean, first of all, Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, can't top it. Idris Elba as I forget this character's name.
he's not Deadshot. That's
Not
the funny thing.
Deadshot,
It's
exactly.
I think everyone at first thought they recast Will Smith as then they or Idris Elba as Deadshot. They're like, no, it's a different character.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly.
the character is so similar because it's another guy that shoots people.
Yeah,
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like him a lot. James Gunn, I think we've talked about this, has a real love for the minor characters.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. He likes loser type characters or
Yeah, well,
like minor character.
that's why he put Guy Gardner and Metamorpho into Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in James Gunn's Suicide Squad. John Cena's Peacemaker. We got that out of this. Now he has his own show.
Yeah,
Um,
which that's obviously not here. I have not watched Peacemaker. Matt, you said you like it, right?
I really, really liked it. I don't watch a lot of shows. I'm watching movies, but it was a very fun show, and the second season just started. I got to catch up on that. But um, John Cena is very good as Peacemaker. Um, yeah, it's a very fun movie. The crazy monster in this movie
Oh
is
yeah, Starro.
Starro. Yeah, thank you. I was like, what? It's the name. That feels very James Gunn. I feel like because yeah. Um, I had a lot of fun with this movie. I did not have fun with the original Suicide Squad, and I didn't think it
Hmm.
was very good. So it's like it's just what am I getting here? And yeah, this I felt like remedied a lot of the problems from the other
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Also, got very emotional with Ratmaker or not Ratmaker, Ratcatcher. Yeah, Ratcatcher,
Yes.
and her father being Taika Waititi is just a great little Easter egg. Is that the right term? I'm not sure.
Cameo, which is funny because Taika
Cameo,
Waititi
yeah,
has just ruined all his goodwill with me because he just seems like but he's very good in that cameo. It's like an emotional moment.
yeah,
Um, James Gunn's very good at that. It just inserting like little backstories for people that you get you emotionally invested very quickly in these characters. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I don't know what I'll say about it. It's just it's a much more fun and enjoyable movie than the first Suicide Squad. And I
I,
like that Margot Robbie made the jump to this one and like they didn't cut her out or recast her. They knew she was, a good part of that first movie. And Jai Courtney, I forgot, shows up
yeah, very briefly. I
very
remember
briefly.
I fe- dude, I felt so stupid because I fell for it. Like I thought like, oh, I can't wait to see how all these characters play off of each other. Like I fell for it, man. Hook, line, and
Oh,
sinker.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah.
That massacre that happens. But also, I think the standout moment for me is oh, also Stallone as King Shark is good, but also freaking what's his name? Uh David Desmalchin as Polka Dot Man. And the
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the
That's
part sorry,
mhm.
go ahead.
That I will say you reminded me of love him as that character, but one of the things I don't like in the movie is what Gunn kind of does to that
I
character.
know, and it's such a bummer because I think that's a standout part. The "It's your mom," like everyone loves that moment, and then he like is unceremoniously just killed off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like a I think a bad James Gunn instinct sometimes to be like I think he
Mean
kind of that's why I was
humor.
a little yeah, immature, a little bit too mean. It's we like because Guardians of the Galaxy just sometimes it's emotional, but it also gets so rough that you're like, oh God. And then so I was a little worried about his Superman movie because I was like, oh God, I don't know, it might be too snarky for Superman, but I think he handled it well. But um overall I really like it. I wouldn't
Yeah,
put it S because I have problems with it.
yeah.
Small problems with it, but A it seems good.
A feels good. And now, Matt, the movie that changed the what is it?
No, I got it. Don't worry. The hierarchy of power is about to change in the DC universe, Ken.
Yeah,
Don't you
well,
worry.
it sure did after this. Not the way
Sure.
he wanted it to be, but
Nope. Um,
here's the question: is it F or does what's his name? Dr. Fate take it up to a D?
oh, yeah, okay. I think the JLA who pops up in this get it up to a D at least.
Okay, that's good by me.
Pierce
I
Brosnan's
remember,
Dr. Fate is great. I wish he was in other things as
and they
Dr.
killed him
Fate.
off.
He sure did. That was another I was like, come on. Like the actor that plays Hawkman, whose name I'm completely blanking on. Aldous Hodge, I think, is
Okay.
Aldous Hodge. I thought he was really good, and I like him as an
Yeah,
actor. Uh, yeah, just I don't know. The Rock's ego, I think, really
yeah.
got in the
Well,
way of this one.
so I remember you pointed this out, and I thought you put it so well. Part of The Rock's appeal has always been like being like charming and like sort of goofy and like just like a fun, like easygoing guy, and that's not what Black Adam is.
Right.
So like
Yes.
the entire charm of Dwayne The Rock Johnson is gone in this movie. And I mean, look, God bless the man. I hope he does well because now you were telling me he's pursuing like being like a seriously like Academy nominated actor is what he's going for now.
Yeah, he's in a movie called The Smashing Machine coming out soon that people are saying he's great in. I think Black Adam broke him as like as trying to be part of these big blockbuster franchise things because it failed so terribly. And God, he couldn't bring himself to be Zachary Levi's like nemesis. He was like, I feel like I don't know if he said this or I basically he was like, I'm not going to play opposite of
Of Shazam.
Shazam, like Zachary
I'm
Levi
going right for
Shazam.
Superman.
Right. He had to pair himself up with Superman and bring Henry Cavill back and yeah, I just it's not good. I don't
Yeah.
really like
No. I really do love that scene again of Dr. Fate like going up against the bad guy who is the most generic bad guy I can think of. I can't even remember his name, but you know when he's like, "I am Dr. Fate," like sorcerer of the Lords of Order, and like he just has multiple duplicates of himself, like trying to stop the guy.
I, yes, I do kind of remember that. I'm trying to remember the bad guy, and I'm like, I have no even image of like I
He's like
this
a
one
big
may
devil-looking guy.
oh, okay. This might be the one I remember the least of anything we've talked about. Like Black Adam, just like all I remember is like the JLA showing up, and I liked them, but everything else was like, oh man, it's just it's just rough. It's just not good.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
well. You know that whole team, the JLA, they bump it up to a D. Okay, and speaking of his, who should be his nemesis, back to Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Where do we place this one, Matt?
What a step down from that first one too. Yeah, probably D. Probably D.
I was wavering between C and D, but yeah, I'll go D. That's if you're comfortable with D, I'm comfortable with D.
Yeah, that's fine. Put it like I don't again, I F is so hard because it's like I know there were some things I enjoyed this movie, but it's like again, it feels there's so much going on, so many characters to juggle. I think Zachary Levi completely lost like the plot of playing this kid. Like the thing with him and this kid is like the kid's gotten older, and it feels
Yes.
like him and the kid didn't even talk offset. Like obviously not in the same scene together
Yeah.
because they're. It's like the kid, the kid is like more mature than
That
Zachary
yes.
Levi's
Yes, he's
because
acting too childish, and this kid is like pushing 18. It's a plot point that he's about to turn 18.
oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's even worse than I thought. So he's about to be an adult. The kid is not acting like a doofus the whole time. So he's such a goof. And
I
it's
know.
like they go back to the kid, the kid's like so serious and like mature, and then they go back to him and he's like, Google it, Google it, Google it. I'm sure, it's like,
I'm
what are you
Shazam.
doing? It's like they didn't watch each other's performances or see each other or talk. And I think I heard the kid say, the actor who played whatever that kid's name is, the Billy Bastion, right?
Yeah.
Um, that that they didn't really talk, that he didn't really have any communication with Zachary Levi. And I think he criticized Zachary Levi's performance as, as Shazam.
Yeah.
Like if I remember, I might be completely wrong on that, but
If
I feel
that's
like I remember.
supposed to be me, like I would be like, hey, I'm about to be an adult here,
Yeah, I'd want to
dude.
pull him inside and be like, "Hey, can you pull it back a little bit? I'm not an idiot. Like I'm not a goofy 9-year-old. I'm supposed to be
But
almost an adult in this movie."
like I've said this before. That's the problem because the first one came out in 2019. This one came out in 2023.
Three? God,
That's
that
4 years. That's the thing. Like the difference, and he's like, yeah, 13 or 14 in the first movie. And I've said this, like the difference between a 32-year-old and a 36-year-old is nothing. The difference between a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old is everything.
right. Yeah. It's a very big difference. And like Zachary Levi didn't like correct his performance to like change that, adjust for that, which I thought was weird. Like, um, it's very jarring, and it's like the villains are not like great, even though it's like it's Lucy Liu and um
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. Yeah, I was like that should be fun.
Yeah,
No,
Dame
it's not
Helen
fun.
Mirren.
Yeah.
No, I think what had me wavering and putting it in C is like there are just little moments that I like the littlest sister, like they got those like unicorns, those like horrifying looking unicorns, and like she feeds it Skittles, and as they're riding, she's like, "Taste the rainbow, mother." I remember
Yeah,
because we
I
saw
still.
this in the theater together, and like we
Oh,
burst
that's
out
right.
laughing at that.
That's true. I like the family still. I mean, it's like Zachary Levi is a major problem in this movie, and
Yeah,
he's the main character. That's a problem. So
yeah,
it's like, um, yeah. I mean, I feel like D's fine. It just felt like, yeah, they made a second one because the first one did do well, but I don't know. It's like DC didn't have any faith in it either, and DC was kind of like done. They were kind of killing this off. I feel like at this point, or going that way,
yeah.
um, the whole universe. So. Yeah, it's a movie that like shouldn't exist. That's what it feels like. It's
Which
like, yeah,
which that brings me to the movie that officially pretty much said like, "Hey, none of this matters anymore,"
right.
which is The Flash. And this is another one, I think D.
I think D2 because I will say I'm a cheap I'm a cheap what's the word mark for this like dead parent stuff, and the stuff with burying his mom really got me
Yeah.
emotionally. Like I thought that stuff worked really well, and again, if it was like if there was more of this kind of stuff in the movie, would be great. I was super psyched for Michael Keaton to come back as
Yep.
Batman. That didn't really pan out like I wanted to.
They suckered us with a lot of these things, Matt, because this was another one you and I saw, and I felt like we were, oh, I like this a lot more than I don't like this as much as I thought I did.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Um,
um I mean it's a mess of a movie. They're trying to do so many things, and I heard it was like reshoots all over the place, and um God, I wish Michael Keaton's Batman came back for a better movie because it's really upsetting that this is what they got him back for. Um man, oh man, I don't know.
like going
There's
back to like,
it looks awful too, by the way. It looks terrible.
yeah, and what was it? Freaking what's his name? The director, he did it.
Andy Muschietti.
Andy Muschietti. Yeah, he didn't he like try justifying the bad CGI by saying like, oh, it's stylized, it's not
I
meant to
think
look
he
real.
did, but that's wild. And then
No, no,
there's
no.
that whole
Here's what I say.
yeah,
Sin City is stylized CGI. Okay,
right.
that's CGI that's not supposed to look real. It's supposed to be stylized. No, this just looks bad. This
Hmm.
looks like PlayStation 2 graphics.
It yeah, it's all that stuff too with like Christopher Reeve, like digital Christopher Reeve, and the like who else did they do digitally? Nicolas Cage, and I'm trying to think who else they did all these like digital
Yeah, because they were like
cameos.
crossing all the different universes. It's just like, look, Spider-Man No Way Home did it better, guys. It's
Yeah.
sorry to tell you. They did, yeah, Adam West Batman, like for a brief glimpse.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
not,
mess of a movie. There's a battle sequence in the middle that looks like legitimately like a cutscene from a video game, and like it's just like a joke what happens to Michael Keaton's Batman over and over and
also, this was another thing
over.
that we said. Like, honestly, the decision to like stop the bat, like the way they resolve the battle is they just sort of the two berries just look at each other and they're just like, bail? Yeah, bail. Like, it's
Yeah.
all it was.
Oh man, oh man. It's very bad. It's these D movies, some of them are very lucky they had a couple good things to keep it out of the F because
Yeah,
it's like they
exactly.
probably
I mean,
yeah.
what is it? Margot Robbie saved it. What saved this one from F? Oh, for me,
I
Kristen Wiig, and I don't know. Some of the fight scenes were cool on them.
yeah, I that one's probably the closest I would just put an F, but I still feel like I can't put it quite there. I mean,
Yeah,
Black Adam, JLA saves it.
JLA saved this one. I think the kids' chemistry
The
saved it for me.
family, yeah, the family dynamic saves it, I think.
Michael Keaton and the
The emotional
parents.
thread of him and
The
his mom. Yeah, it's like that's a touching scene when
Yeah,
he tries to go back at the very end, I think, and kind of accept what's going to happen. I remember I actually cried, so it got
yeah,
me on that. So I can't put it
and
in the F
she
tier.
and she like doesn't realize it's her son, and
Oh,
she's like, "Hey, everything's gonna be okay," and she hugs him, and he knows like this is the last time I'm ever gonna hug my mom.
don't make me cry on this thing,
I
Cam,
know
please.
I'm getting this emotional just talking about it.
Oh,
But okay, which brings us to the two movies that I just watched today, and Blue Beetle. Sort of going where I'm leaning with it. What do you think?
it's man. I was kind of thinking A. I hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm torn again. It's like an A minus B plus situation. Um, it's so it feels so different than almost anything else in this universe, except maybe Shazam is kind of similar, but like it feels such a throwback to like 90s kind of low stakes superhero movies. I was telling you that today. I
Yeah.
love the family dynamic. Oh God, I don't know. I saw it once. Maybe put it in B. Like, yeah, but
Yeah,
it
I was leaning towards B. I like it just like Jola Maridueña as an actor. I've made it known on this channel and on this channel before that I love Cobra Kai, and yeah, I really loved him. I loved the family dynamic in this whole movie. Um, I think you told me, Matt, like you never thought in a million years that Blue Beetle would get his own movie.
oh God, no. Oh God, no. I was that's like beyond I never thought that would happen. Like,
Yeah,
what's next? A Booster Gold movie? Like what it's like I just like
yeah,
did not
exactly.
expect that. And it's good. It's really good.
Yeah,
Um it does kind of have that it's like I call it the villain problem. Most super movies have the villain problem where like the villain's like not very memorable. I mean, you just watch it, so it's fresher for you.
yeah,
But it's like,
yeah,
yeah.
it's fresh for me. Also, I mean, I just hate Susan Sarandon in this movie. She's so despicably evil in this. Sort of the muscle villain who Blue Beetle fights, of course, is sympathetic, and they reveal why he's sympathetic in the end. Yeah, I don't know. I'm comfortable with B.
Yeah. I mean, a really strong B.
Yeah, B
Like,
plus, I would say.
and I will say, I think I heard James Gunn say, I don't know if it's confirmed, but the Blue Beetle should fit into his DC universe. Like,
Oh, cool.
with,
Listen,
yeah.
listen. I mean, Flashpoint happened, so really they can almost do whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone will complain. I would like to see him come back to Blue Beetle. I thought he was very good. Yeah. Um, so yeah, all right, B's good.
Yeah, feel solid. And then Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And you know what, Matt? C is looking pretty empty there, but after just watching this movie, this feels like a C movie to me.
Okay, great. I was going to say I'm not doing this just to fill the C tier up, but I really do think it's a C movie because I like remember watching and going, God, that was just so average. It was just so like I wasn't upset. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought it was so like I don't know, it just happened. And yeah, C is perfect, I think. I because I don't think it belongs to B at all. I don't think it needs to be in D or F. So yeah, C is where it should live. And now
Yeah,
we have something in the C tiers, and that's good. So helps my OCD.
ex exactly. No, I told you this. I was looking forward to this because I do love movies where like good guy and bad guy put their differences aside, for the greater good or whatever. And I think this is a good example of that. There's just, I don't know, I think much like a lot of these guys towards the end, I do think Jason Momoa is sort of phoning it in on this one.
I think because he knows it's over.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
knew he's just like, oh, this isn't doing anything anymore. Okay. Um, Once again, James Wan gets his horror influence in this one. Again, I watched it freshly today. So like those all those people being turned into those monsters by the Cordux, is that the bad guys? I just watched it today. I can't remember the
If you
end the
don't
bad
remember you
guys in.
watch today, I'm not gonna remember.
I mean, Black Manta is the villain throughout the movie, but it
Yeah.
turns out there's like this other big bad who like possesses you with his trident. Oh, and also this is another reason why it has to go in C and can't go any higher. They straight up do the cheesy classic, I know you're in there somewhere, buddy. Like, because his brother gets possessed by the trident, and
Uh,
they do that old trope. The I know you're in there somewhere.
oh, isn't it so crazy that the first Aquaman made $1 billion?
That's insane. Also, I remember because Matt and I are both big horror fans, or well, the common joke amongst people is that Matt doesn't like horror amongst our podcasting friends. But
It's true. I still
but
love
it
it.
but it's wild because yeah, the first Aquaman made $1 billion, and I think we were both convinced that is why James Wan was allowed to make Malignant,
Oh, it definitely was. It was a blank
because that
check
is
movie.
like
Yeah.
exactly a blank check movie, because they were just because that was such a bonkers concept. They were like, Aquaman made $1 billion, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Because who would have thought they might expect $1 billion from Superman or Batman? I'm sure nobody expected $1 billion from Aquaman. So he really had carte blanche to do whatever he wanted there, and he used it very well. I thought. I love Malignant. So
Yeah. Also, watching this movie, a lot of the action sequences sort of reminded me of Malignant because there were scenes in Malignant that straight up seemed like action scenes where like the bad
oh
guy is like
yeah,
being followed by the camera fighting off like the cops and stuff. James Wan, he really does sometimes toe that line between action and horror.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, well, we did it.
Yeah,
I think it
this
looks
is
good.
I think this is a solid ranking of the DC extended universe. RIP to it. It I was gonna say it had a good run, but it had a run. Um,
It had a run. Like, look how much stuff lives in the middle here. Like, look for
exactly.
us. Like, this is a lot of B and D movies and
What's
some
funny
stuff. Yeah.
is there's a lot of B and there's a lot of D. There's only one C, but I feel like because you average everything out, it just is a C type of universe, I'd say.
Yeah, and it just never felt like it got they rushed to Batman Superman, they rushed to Justice League. They built it backwards. Like I think because they
Yeah,
thought they were behind Marvel. So I think their thought process was, Marvel just
we
did
got to catch up.
Avengers, we got to catch up. They should not have built it that way. They should have built it, from
No, well, and
heroes, yeah, solo
because
movies and built up.
you got to think Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk, they came out in 2008. That's the same year The Dark Knight came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises still had Dark Knight Rises came out the same year as the first Avengers.
Yeah,
So,
and those feel so different, like different times of superhero movies, but it's
well, you know what, Matt, I appreciate you being my very first guest on the channel here. I know you're not doing the podcast anymore, but do you want to plug anything?
no, I think I'm
Nope.
good.
Well, what else is there to say? But I've been Kenny Steps. Take it easy and keep stepping into the movies.